What's going on, everyone? My name is Patrick and welcome back to another episode of WordPress Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about plugins, but not just any plugin. Well, I guess, really any plugin. Since there's so many of them, we're just going to kind of cover a lot of them, whatever is useful, what I use, and what you might want to use. Alright, so today I'm going to go about doing this a little bit different. In the past, I've obviously had my face up in the top right-hand corner. I will save you the horror and take that out today and just focus on the actual website. So today is obviously about plugins. We've kind of covered in episode 1 and 2 how to install and what they do. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that part. Let's just go straight to plugins. Because there are just so many plugins you can use, I'm going to try and keep this one relatively simple. And instead of going over 50, 60 different plugins, I'm going to focus on a few key plugins that I use that I believe are some of the best ones out there on WordPress. And to be completely honest, it's not just me that thinks this. We're going to go ahead and go to the Popular tab under the Plugins section. And you'll see what I mean. Most of the plugins that I use are based around a basic either e-commerce website or a blog type platform. So simple basic things. You want the search engine optimization, you want the contact forms, and for the e-commerce you obviously want a platform to allow you to sell items on there. And in the Popular section you will find most of those items, and for lack of a better way to put it, they're that popular for a reason. And just starting right off, if I go into my plugins, my installed plugins, one of the first ones I have is this Contact Form 7. And you'll see right here, it's the number one. It has 1,400 likes, or I'm sorry, 1,400 stars. It has over 1 million active installations. This is super simple. It's a contact form. You can customize it. Someone puts in their information, they click submit, and it sends you an email with all of that information. Extremely convenient when you want to have a dedicated contact section on your website. Second item on here, Yoast SEO, search engine optimization. When you go to Google and you do a basic search, the items that come up are the things that are the best optimized for that search engine, or items that that search engine had crawled the internet and found. Using a search engine optimizer, like Yoast for instance, allows you to really hone in on the certain keywords and items on each page of your website. So when you do a Google search, it finds exactly those. So if I go to Google and I just do a quick search for My Tech Living, what does it come up with? Obviously it comes up with business listings, comes up with all the other items for my website. It finds all of those because I used search engine optimization on there. And for any other website, it's going to be similar to that. Alright, moving on. Next up, commerce. There's a lot of different programs out there or plugins out there that you can use for e-commerce. But again, one of the top ones, the one that I use, is called WooCommerce right here. It lays everything out so that you have access to the products, has access to your sales, and it allows you to even go further than that and print out sales receipts and package labels and package receipts, whatever. It has a lot of different options out there for you. And within WooCommerce, it actually has its own plugins. So you can do things like paid subscriptions and, I don't know, if you can think of it something that you'd want to sell, chances are WooCommerce has the ability to do that. Skipping right before that to the Jetpack by WordPress.com. This is a plugin that allows you to actually link back to WordPress.com. So if you download the WordPress app on your phone, this would connect directly to that. So then you'd be able to modify the website and upload blogs and just modify the content overall. It adds a lot of other features in there. So if you want SSL, it can add SSL. If you want other items for blocking spam or creating either a blacklist or a whitelist for your website, it can automatically do that. Great plugin. I used it for a while. However, I will say one of the last updates actually broke my website. And not just my website, but multiple other websites that I actually host and have built from scratch. It went through and it basically messed up the cache of all of the images, and it took me completely rebuilding my website to finally realize that that's what was causing the problem. So I like the plugin, but I'm kind of hesitant to reinstall it right now just because of that problem. And considering how large of a plugin it is that it's dedicated and built by WordPress.com and links directly to WordPress.com, I'm hesitant to use it again just because of that. Alright, scrolling down even further. Right here, Google Analytics dashboard for WordPress. When you configure Google Analytics, normally it gives you a code to put in the header of your website, which it works very well, but the problem that I always had with it, or I can't even call it a problem, I guess more of a convenience. When you install this plugin, if you go to your dashboard, it actually lays out your Google Analytics for you. So once you link the website to this, and yes, I know there's not much traffic on there, the website's still brand new, but once you actually install this plugin and you link to your Google Analytics account, it then not only allows Google Analytics to track everything, but you also have a copy on your dashboard, so when you log into the website, you can see exactly what's going on and who's accessed your website, where they've accessed it, and whatever other analytical information you want to grab from the website, if you will. Alright, back to plugins. Going through here, there are a lot of other very good plugins in here. Some of them I have used, a good example being this WP Super Cache. With your website, because you normally have a lot of content on there, the loading times can be affected quite a bit, especially if you have a lot of pictures that haven't been optimized for the web. So what WP Super Cache or a lot of these other caching plugins can do is it actually creates the cached cookies and cached data on your computer. So this is when someone else accesses your website, it will create a local version of all of the data information on their computer. So the next time they navigate to your website, all of that data will already be on their computer, so we can just pull from that, and it loads the website much quicker instead of having to load all of it again from the internet. Some of these other ones, like the Google XML sitemaps, this somewhat goes back to the search engine optimization. When Google scans your website, it looks for an actual XML sitemap at a separate location that's normally not present to most people. It's there, but most people don't know about it. So what this does is it allows you to create an actual sitemap for your website of all pages, all pictures, everything that's on there, so that when Google crawls and finds your website, it will actually pull all of that information from that XML sitemap for you, making it so that now Google knows all the pages that are out there for it. And some of the other items on here, which a lot of these I have not used. Some of them I have, but not all of them. The all-in-one SEO pack, I've tried that one. I still prefer Yoast. Same thing with, where is it? Page Builder by Site Origin. This is my second favorite page builder, which obviously it's got 1 million+ installs on it. It is extremely good. It is extremely powerful. I like it, but I don't believe it's as user-friendly as the Elementor, which is what I used in episode 2, I believe. If you're just starting out, I would recommend installing Page Builder along with Elementor and trying out both of them. Depending on which one you want to do or which one you want to use, they both offer their pros and cons. I think Elementor is easier to use because it is more of a WYSIWYG drag and drop type interface, whereas Page Builder is, you're not seeing the content as you're putting it in there. You more see a little box with an outline of what it is, and then you just kind of move and manipulate that, but you don't actually see the content in there. The difference is Page Builder by Site Origin, I actually find a little more feature rich. It has a little bit more that it can offer in terms of items that it can display, but you don't get the ease of use with it. And going through with the rest of these, I mean, I haven't really used, I've used Ninja Forms. I like it for forms, but it isn't as simplistic as the Contact Form 7. And on the first page, that's honestly where I'm going to leave this. Most of the plugins you're going to use will be on this first page until you really start diving into the additional feature set of what WordPress can offer. And until you really get your website established, you really won't need much more than this. All of these items can provide you with everything you really need. You want an e-commerce website? WooCommerce. You want your engine to be found by search engines? Yoast SEO. You want a contact form on your website? Contact Form 7. You want a page builder, either Elementor or page builder by SiteOrigin. You want Google Analytics? You have it right here. So really just look at all of these plugins on the popular page, and I guarantee you, once you go through a page or two, you'll find just about everything you need. Otherwise, if you can't find it, just search for it. And that is it for this week's episode of WordPress Wednesday. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If you didn't, why the hell are you still watching? Otherwise, see you next week for another episode of WordPress Wednesday. Later.